All right. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. We are so excited to have another CT Live check-in for you today, and it's in an awesome event that is coming up that is now going virtual because that seems to be the trend lately. And I'm so excited to be joined by Carla Sullivan and Justin Zenchik from Shubert Theater in New Haven. So guys, thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So next stop, New Haven at home. So this is really exciting. I know that I'm sure you've been planning this event for quite some time and now trying to scramble in terms of making sure that you can still offer this type of experience to people from the comfort of their own couches. So tell us a little bit more about what this event is and what the process has been like of trying to get everything virtual.
Sure. So when the world shut down in mid-March, we had just launched this event. It was our second annual signature fundraiser that featured up-and-coming Broadway stars and our local restaurants in New Haven. You know, we have amazing dining in downtown New Haven, and we have great restaurant partners. And last year, they had generously donated all the food for the pre-festivities. So anyway, initially, we really couldn't conceive of how we could pivot. Right. But over the last several weeks, you know, we've had to think a little bit differently. So we decided to take the event online. So instead of asking our restaurant partners for donations right now, we've picked a few select ones, and part of the ticket price is going to support purchases from their organizations to put in our curated party box. And we've connected with some Broadway performers, which I'll let Justin tell you about, and they're going to perform. And we've taken the whole event online.
This is so exciting. And so to talk a little bit more about that curated box, there's going to be like a cocktail making and cheese board making class, right? And these are all from local restaurants in New Haven who we've actually had on the show before. I think you said Olmo, right?
Yes. Olmo and Ordinary, and Geronimo, our partner up the street, Claire's Cornucopia. She's going to put a recipe into the box. So that's a little sneak peek for somebody who's looking for one of Claire's famous recipes that will be in there. And then a few others. So it's not a dinner, right? But it's a little cocktails and snacks to enjoy while we go through our event.
That's fantastic. And so obviously there has to be some musical entertainment. So Justin, tell me a little bit more about what folks can expect.
So we're really, really excited to announce that we will be having Audrey Cardwell. She was in the national tour of Bright Star that appeared at the Shubert. She was also in the Falsettos national tour. So that's our first performer of the evening. And our other performer that we have is Adam Kaplan. He was in Kinky Boots at the Shubert. And he was also in A Bronx Tale on Broadway. And he was also in Newsies on Broadway. So we have an action-packed night with the two of them. They'll be chatting away. They'll be singing some songs and talking about their experience at the Shubert.
That's incredible. And I think in terms of the Broadway community, it's heartbreaking to see, well, every industry really try to adapt to these changes. But I know that there are so many performers who are sitting at home right now just like wishing that they could be back on that stage. So this is a really cool opportunity for people to kind of get that Broadway experience without having to leave their homes.
Go ahead,
absolutely.
Carla.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and it's interesting because Adam Kaplan really is, you know, I don't know if he would appreciate us calling him an up-and-comer. He really is an established Broadway star. And, you know, he's a Connecticut native, went to Staples High School in Westport. So we're so thrilled that he can make the time. And I think you've seen, Taylor, that the Broadway community has been extremely generous during this time, doing so many fundraisers. I mean, Patti LuPone has taken us into her basement for a sneak peek. So, you know, it's times like these when the creative community really keeps us going and energized and, you know, has really been able to, you know, you cannot replace the experience of live theater. And I think we're all devastated as the date gets further and further away from when we might be able to be together. To be able to think in new and creative ways, you can always count on the creative community to do that. So we're just thrilled that both Audrey and Adam can join us next week.
Now I wonder, like, what logistically, like, if they want to like harmonize, do they have to wait for if there's a delay? Like, there are so many things that I'm just thinking of, or like, you know, just fingers crossed it'll all work out. But they're professionals. I'm sure they'll make it.
You know, I'm sure technology is just going to keep growing and growing during this time.
Yes, and kudos to Justin, because he's really taken on the task of, which platform is going to work best. And again, I think we've all seen from the things that came out, in the first week to now, they've gotten a little more slick, a little more polished. And Taylor, even just taking your program online, the technology is really the key to a smooth performance. So.
Absolutely. It's been fascinating to see how every single industry is pivoting in that way. But the biggest thing that I love, and you talked about it a little bit, is how much we're all supporting each other during this time. And that's exactly what a portion of the proceeds will do for this event, Frontline Foods New Haven. Why did you decide to pick that organization?
So as you know, again, they are helping out our restaurant partners by purchasing meals and then donating them to our frontline healthcare workers, which, it's just unbelievable to think what the hospitals, doctors, nurses, EMTs have all been going through over these past several weeks. So our original event was going to have a charitable component as well. But now that this organization has sprouted up, we thought, what a great organization to support with a portion of these proceeds. So, as a nonprofit organization, clearly, the Shubert depends on donations and corporate support and grants to keep us going. But at this time, we just think it's so important to give back a little bit to our community. So we're happy to share the proceeds of this event with these great partners.
That's incredible. If people want to get tickets to this virtual event, how can they do so?
So they could visit Shubert.com. Right when you go to Shubert.com, you'll see our event right there on the screen. Click on that button, register, and you're ready to go. So we're going to be to pick up your boxes and all that stuff, because that's going to be the big part of the event. We're going to have, contactless pickup and delivery if needed. And we kind of got this all going, and we're like a well-oiled machine.
I love that. And so, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, all you.
I was just going to say that in order to be able to assemble our boxes, tickets must be purchased by tomorrow night, Thursday at 5 p.m. And again, it's a very easy link from our website, as Justin said, and that'll give us enough time to put together these fantastic party boxes for Monday night's event. So tomorrow at 5 p.m. is the deadline.
Awesome. Well, make sure if you are watching to get your tickets. This sounds like an incredible opportunity for people to come together, enjoy some music, and enjoy, obviously, some of the restaurant scene that we know and love in New Haven. What I would like to know, I admire people on Broadway. I don't think I could ever be on Broadway personally, but is there a particular performance over the years that was at the Shubert that you just remember and love and want to share with us?
Justin, you go.
So my first week on the job at the Shubert was the load-in for the Les Miserables tour. And this tour is massive. It is 11 tractor trailer trucks. It takes 2 days to load in the whole show. So my position is the operations production manager. Yeah. So I literally, my first week got the job, they're like, all right, here we go. We're going to do this thing and you're going to do it. And it was so special to me to see how it all works out and to be a part of that process. And then the curtain went up on Thursday and I was like, this just happened. And there's nothing like live theater and being in a space with people and seeing live performers. So that one will always have a special part of me.
We've had such amazing tours at the Shubert. I started about 6 months before Justin did, but I had been at the Shubert for years, and I actually did an internship there when I was a senior in college. So it's crazy how it comes full circle. But I agree with Justin. Seeing the reaction of the audience, we had a performance of the tour of Something Rotten last December. And we were able to bring in, we had some available tickets for a Sunday night performance. We were able to bring in a bunch of high school and college theater geeks, as we like to call them, kids who love theater, like Justin and me. He's a kid, I'm not, but we both love theater. We share this passion. And the reaction of the audience was so wonderful that the performers commented to us afterward about how they had never had such a receptive audience. Because they really, they got it. They laughed at every joke. They were so appreciative. So, again, we cannot wait to get back to that experience of live theater because there's just really nothing quite like it. But until then, we're going to keep finding creative ways to engage our patrons and stay close to this important performing arts community.
That's incredible. And we've seen a little bit because we've gone behind the scenes in some capacity of some of these shows, and it takes a lot of work. And it's not just the people who are on stage. It's a lot of the folks behind the scenes who are making sure that the lights are up and everything like that. So, you know, you've got to be proud of the work that you guys have done at Shubert to not only bring people such incredible shows, but to put on such incredible shows too.
Absolutely. We have a core of 300 plus volunteers in addition to our, we have a small administrative team, but we have house staff and we have our union crew that works behind the scenes. And, it's why they call it the magic of theater, right? Because, it goes from a blank stage to a full-blown production, and then
8 hours.
Yeah, and then the curtain goes down and the trucks pull up and away it goes. So, it's kind of a roller coaster of emotions. You kind of go up and then the trucks pull out and you're like, but wouldn't change it for anything. It's an amazing experience and we can't wait to get back to it.
Is there a dream role that either of you would love to have performed on Broadway?
Justin?
Oh, wow. You're really putting me on the spot. Well, I've played some dream roles already, but in community theater, not on the Broadway. I'm not quite the singer. I'm more the comedic actor, but
Yeah.
Probably one of my dream roles that I would love to play. Well, this is a tough one. I would probably I would love to reprise my role as Thénardier in Les Mis again.
Yeah.
That was just such an awesome role. And then probably another role that I would love to recreate and redo was on Broadway, would be very nice, but I'm too young. Is Edna Turnblad from Hairspray. So that, I gotta wait at least 40 years for that one, but
but your time is coming.
Eventually.
Adolfo?
Adolfo. There's so no, we're not gonna make this all about me right now and all my roles I played.
I know, Carl. What about you?
So funny you should ask. So Justin mentioned community theater. He and I are both involved in a great community theater in Shelton called Center Stage. Mm-hmm. And Justin actually gave me one of my dream roles about 3 months ago. I played Donna Sheridan in Mamma Mia. And not only was I in the show, but my daughter Elise played Sophie, and my husband, my real life husband, played one of the 3 possible dads. He played Sam. So we did 14 amazing sold out performances in our little community theater. And, I say this all the time, when you get into your adult years, it's harder and harder to find the right outlet for your love of music. I used to sing, I used to perform, and this was just a dream come true. And literally the curtain went down on February 29th and the month of March came and, everything sort of stopped. So we feel so fortunate to have had that experience. And it's definitely kind of gotten me back in the groove. So once this is done, I'm ready. I'm going to Broadway.
I love that. That is fantastic. I feel like if I worked with you guys, I would just stand on the theater and just belt it out by myself when nobody was there all the time. Do you do that? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I totally go I've been going into the building once a week just to make sure there's no leaks or anything. Yeah. And I just go on the stage and I just look out and I'm like, wow. Yeah. I'm like, what? I just soak it all in. There's nothing like a quiet theater, but there's also nothing like a packed house either. It's just beautiful. And the Shubert's been around since 1914. So you sit on that stage and you're like, I'm surrounded by history. History was made on this stage with Oklahoma, My Fair Lady. There's so many Broadway premieres that happened at the Shubert, and you could sense it. You really could sense it.
I love that. That's incredible. Well, very quickly before we wrap up, and for the people who have come in right now, let's recap some of what people can expect from Next Stop New Haven at home. So it's Monday the 18th at 7:30 p.m. And what else can folks expect? Very quickly to sum it up.
So we'll have a curated party box from our restaurant partners with a signature cocktail and a cheese board to be assembled. We will have performances from Audrey Cardwell and Adam Kaplan. We will talk about some of the performances that we hope to bring to the Shubert in the 2021 season. Justin's going to do a little Broadway trivia. And we'll just enjoy being together and raise some funds, not only for the Shubert, but support our restaurant partners and make a donation to Food for the Frontline, supporting our healthcare workers.
Awesome. And ticket information, where can people go?
Shubert.com. That's the best. Shubert.com, you'll find it right there.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. I feel like I'm going to go run into my apartment and sing a little Les Mis now, so you inspired me, so thank you. I feel so bad for my neighbors who have to listen to it, but this is such a wonderful event, and make sure to support the Shubert Theater right now and support local artists and obviously the restaurant community as well. This is just a great event, so thank you guys for coming on to talk to us about it, and we wish you luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Taylor.
Am I supposed to say break a leg? Is that like the theater? Yeah.
We'll take it.
We will take it for sure.
All the luck and legs broken and not broken for you. So thank you.
Thank you, Taylor, so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.